Mr. Guest of Mississippi for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. To our witnesses, thank you for joining us today. As we begin, I want to first mention the incredible work of research and development that we see the Army Corps is conducting at your ERDIC sites across the country. I know that there are 7 labs across 4 states, New Hampshire, Illinois, Virginia, and then my home state of Mississippi. So I always want to take a moment to brag about the incredible work and what I believe is a substantial return on investment that those sites provide, not only the Army Corps of Engineers, but the American public as a whole. As we start looking at FY 26 budgets, I see that at least the information we have, we see a reduction in the Army Corps of Engineer budget. And while I and other members of this committee want to be good stewards of taxpayer dollars, I believe that the funding of the Army Corps of Engineers is an investment. It is an investment for the American public. Unlike some other spending that the federal government may authorize, the money that we spend on the Army Corps of Engineers is extremely important. And you do some amazing work. And so as we look at the potential of a reduction in budget going into the next budgetary cycle, I know that the Army Corps manages a large portfolio of infrastructure across the country. Some of that infrastructure is aging. And so can you talk just generally about how we're going to make sure that with a reduction in budget that we are delivering on the commitments that we've made to various communities across our nation?
So if I may, I think just like we were talking about earlier with Mr. Levin, we're going to continue to focus on the priorities of the administration, right? So I would expect those same priorities to be focused on life safety, flooding, and American prosperity. That extends a broad net. It doesn't mean other things aren't included, but we believe that will be the initial umbrella under which we will fall. And there are many, many investments there.
And then I want to talk just about one instance specific to my district. I know that as we continue to move forward, we have issues at times with staffing, with personnel. Press release came out just today from the Army Corps of Engineers Mobile District announcing the closure of roughly half a dozen recreational sites across their area of control. One of those there in my home state of Mississippi, in which is a 3,800 acre lake, about 11,000 total acreages within the recreational area that has been closed at least temporarily. No time frame as to how long those closures will last. As we come into Memorial Day, as we come into the 4th of July, the summer months where people would be much more likely to use these recreational areas. And also these recreational areas have an economic impact to the businesses that serve those. Concerned that these temporary closures may last through the summer, well into the summer. Again, the times in which these facilities would be most used, we see at least this facility that I'm talking about specifically is being shuttered indefinitely. And so I just ask one, and I hope that this is the exception to the rule, that we don't see widespread closures across the country. But I would just ask for a commitment from each of you that you would look into the closings of this facility and the facilities in general to see that these facilities reopen as quickly as possible, knowing that we need to make sure the facilities are properly maintained, that we are providing safety for those individuals that use those facilities, but balancing maintenance and public safety also with the use of those facilities. And so if y'all would each promise me that y'all would look into the reopening of these facilities as quickly as possible, I would greatly appreciate it. If anyone would like to respond further, would be happy to, but not asking for a more thorough response than that.
I would like to respond briefly, if that's okay. Appreciate you raising this, right? The recreation is an incidental mission for all of our projects, right? But a huge one to the local economy and what people see every day in their lives. And yet, we find ourselves in the situation where we're downsizing our workforce because of voluntary departures from federal service, and that's hit some places hard. And recreation's the first one that's really coming about. And so we are working with the Corps to work through a process to figure out how we can start to bring folks on during a hiring freeze. It is challenged by how close this was happening as Memorial Day to Labor Day season opens, right? And so that seasonal workforce is hard to gather. We're still hoping to get some of it, but we're working through it with a goal of at least partial opening, knowing that we're going to have some workforce challenges across. And to the workforce point, broader workforce, we're just now starting to see the numbers. And so we're actively managing it across portfolios, including recreation.
Well, thank each of you for being here today. Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
And thank you, Mr. Guest. At